Hello, welcome to No Substitutes, the podcast where I interview some of my favorite people and talk about what ingredients make them who they are. And today I have a very special guest. He teaches me how to hit bad guys, and he's one of my best friends, and he's very selfless. Please welcome Eddie. How I say your last name?
Arrazola.
Arrazola. I've never had to say it. I just realized out loud. Eddie Arrazola.
Arrazola. That was my nickname in high school.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Did I trigger
No,
you?
Okay. It was like they called me Nips.
Oh, yeah. You look good shirtless, so I don't know.
That works. Thank you.
How was your day?
It was really good.
Yeah.
Came straight here to see my favorite person.
Were you working all day or?
Yeah, today was mixed. I shot a TV show.
Yeah, I saw a little clip. I was like, I didn't know if that was today.
That was today, and then I worked. And then I had a couple meetings, and then taught class. And then I'm
here. Nice.
Here I am.
He made it.
Still in work clothes, but
I
it's
know.
okay.
At least you can, promote it.
We're matching. Yeah, exactly. And we're matching kind of.
Yeah, I'm promoting.
Yeah.
I'm promoting my friend's jewelry company. I actually need some Lobos.
We'll get you some
merch. I just realized I don't have any because I feel like I only see the jackets. I'm like, I'm not gonna wear a jacket.
Yeah, we gotta
when
get
I
more
train.
Stuff. We're not great at merch, so
I get it.
I gotta get on it.
Well, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
What are 3 ingredients that make up your profession?
3 ingredients. Like food ingredients or
I know that's what Remy asked too. He's like soy sauce. I don't know.
Actual ingredients? Or?
No, like determination, discipline.
It's a good question. 3 ingredients. I think you have to be selfless, vulnerable, and brave.
Brave. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I feel like doing boxing has taught me a lot. It's like transitioned not just from getting all fit, but mentally and like emotionally, it's helped me a lot with all that and like being more vulnerable, being more in my body. So I'm grateful for it.
Good.
And, yeah. What's your cheat meal after a fight?
Cheat meal. Well, I haven't competed in a long time. Probably cookies.
Yeah.
Like chocolate chip cookies or ice cream. Those are usually my go-to. Or like a giant pizza.
Jesus.
Yeah.
You have an inner fat kid, it sounds
I do. Well, because I like eating clean, so if every once in a while, just pizza sounds so good. So,
right. Yeah.
So I'll get into it.
What's your favorite pizza spot?
I like Prime. It's really good. They have that spicy square one. So sponsor me, Prime. They're really good. They're like the spicy pepperoni pizza. It's so good. And then Lucifer's is really good. People hate on it. I love it. It's across the street from the gym. They're great. It's called Lucifer's.
Lucifer's. Oh, yeah,
I've
seen
good wings.
Yeah.
Their wings are kind of spicy, and then they have like amazing pepperoni pizza.
Okay.
And they're literally across the street from the gym, so it's always just taunting me.
Also, the donuts shop next door. Every time I smell the donuts while I'm walking,
it's hard. We have a donut shop and then milk bars. So we have like Winchell's Donuts and milk bar, and then sushi. So it's like all these like delicious things. And then Lucifer's across the street, just like taunting me. So yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, fuck that.
You gotta have discipline.
I know. That's why I'm like, just breathe through my mouth while I walk to class, so I don't smell the delicious food. I'm like regretting getting a nose shot because I can smell things better now. How do you handle defeat as a coach?
It's hard. As a coach, you take full responsibility because it's your job to get them ready. So you got to take it. You got to take it as a learning experience. I think. I don't get down on the fighters. I don't get down on myself. I just kind of try to take all the positives that we can, like what we did well, and then the things we didn't do well, I just get right to work as opposed to like, oh man, I didn't do that. It's like, okay, we can fix this.
Yeah.
Because that's really what it is. If you lose, unless somebody's like just that much better, but it hasn't happened to us yet. We're usually pretty prepared.
Yeah.
So there's always little things that you can fix, and I feel like that's true to life, right? There's always little things you can do better. So I can either make excuses, or we can say, we could have done that better. Let's just get to work. And next
not
time.
dwell on it.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the most beautiful things about the sport is it's not the winning, it's the comeback story, right? It's like you fall and then you get up and you come back and you're stronger, I think. Being able to correct mistakes is one of the benefits of it.
No, for sure. What are the biggest challenges in being a fighter versus being a coach?
You don't have control as a coach. The fighter, you can't put your work ethic into somebody. You can't put your loyalty into somebody. You can work with someone for 8 years and develop them, and then they can bail on you when they feel like it's happened, And as a fighter, you just have to worry about yourself. You don't really have to worry about anyone else. As a coach, you have to worry about their training. You have to make sure you're doing a good job. You can't control them, so you have to do double, I think, a lot of times. And you take all the responsibility. If they win, it's them. If they lose, it's your fault. So
that actually reminds me of an Anthony Bourdain quote, and kind of what I've noticed just working in kitchens for all those years. And he said something along the lines of, you can teach someone how to cook, but you can't teach them character. And character is going to get you a lot farther in that kitchen than culinary scholarship, honestly. Like any kitchen I've worked in, it's about your work ethic as well as your character and staying humble and not like letting that affect you, because you're just like, well, first of all, you're just going to get shit talked to. But I feel like that's why I also like boxing. It reminds me of that environment a lot. Like it's the same qualities.
There's accountability, there's honesty. If you do the work, it shows. If you don't do the work, it shows. And I think, things like honor, they go a long way in these sports. And it's like, it's not really something that's popular anymore. No men care about honor. It used to be that was the most important thing. Now it's like you can be the most dishonorable person, but if you're rich, like that's all they care about. So it's a different era.
Maybe we'll go back to that.
We'll see.
I hope. Sometimes I don't know. How do you calm your nerves as a coach?
You have to use fear. I think fear is a tool. Either you can use it. It can be a fire that, lights the way for you, or it can burn down your house. Right. So I had a coach tell me, I changed it. I used to say tiger, but we all have a wolf in the basement, right? If I never go down there, that wolf will eat me if I try to go down. But if I little by little start going down to the basement, taking a peek, getting to know it, eventually maybe I throw some scraps in there, and eventually maybe I can pet the wolf. Over time, you get so comfortable, the wolf gets comfortable with you, you can walk out of the basement, you can have the wolf on a leash. And now you have this fear that's a weapon, and it can be used to protect you, it can be used to make you stronger. But if you don't ever go into the fear, you always run away from the fear, it's going to consume you. Right? So I think nerves are good. I think you just use them. You can't let them control you. You have to control the nerves.
I like that.
That makes sense.
I'm going to use that.
Use it.
I'm going to try for that. I feel like lately, honestly, I've been feeling a lot more, I don't know, in my own head with work and life. Like not like too scared to go out and try to do like real acting or real,
you do different stuff.
I know.
Even just what you're doing now, this is cool.
That's
you're
true.
Out, you're thinking outside of the box. You're doing things that you might want to do, but you're not comfortable with.
Exactly.
It takes bravery and courage. Right?
That's true.
You're going with the fear, which is awesome.
Rogue's, I think Rogue is my wolf.
He's humping something right now.
I think Rogue's my wolf.
Your spirit.
My spirit wolf.
Your spirit wolf is Rogue. It's like humping the spirit.
I'm like, is that fear? Nope, it's just Rogue humping something.
Rogue humping the shit. Is that lamb chops? It looks like he's humping lamb chops.
Probably.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Something. Oh yeah, it's the lamb.
Forever unclean.
Yeah, I don't touch any of the things the dogs have used at this point. What was your favorite dish from your childhood?
Ooh.
Because he's Colombian.
Colombian and Mexican.
And Mexican.
So my dad's Colombian, my mom's Mexican.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was the best on the grill. So like his ribs, his steaks were like incredible. My mom, she was Mexican, but she knew how to make all the Colombian dishes, and she would make empanadas, like Colombian style.
Remy
empanadas.
told me to ask about the empanadas.
They're so good. Yeah, my mom's were the best. And then she would make empanadas out of everything. So you had the traditional ones, and then like, let's say it was Thanksgiving.
Oh my God.
After Thanksgiving, there's leftovers. She'd be like, leftover empanadas. We're going to use these today, whatever ingredients are left. And she'd just make empanadas with whatever was in the house.
Oh my God.
So good.
I want to go cook with your mom.
You should. If she ever comes visit, she would love it. She'd be like, who's your friend? Let me
Who's your
cook with her.
friend?
It's fantastic. I love her hair.
Oh.
Yeah, she loves cooking. So she did most of the cooking. My dad was the grill master, but my mom did all the cooking in the house. And like,
ouch.
we never had. He's like, you do the cooking. No, she just would kick us out of the kitchen. So she would teach us how to do certain things. Like she had it called mama soup, which I make now. It just has like everything in this big pot, and it's like, you know, when you don't feel good, she make that.
Mama
like
soup.
Mama soup.
That's so nice.
But she was always cooking, so we didn't really eat bad food. It was just there was always something ready, and like she would be happy to feed everyone in the house. Like my whole soccer team would come over, she'd be like, please, like she loved it. So I was very lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that background. There's like so many other people that have come on. They're like, TV dinners?
Yeah,
No.
I was super lucky. Like food was a big deal in our family.
I feel like it always is with
Latin families.
Yeah, Latin families. Yeah. Thankfully, babies and cooking. That's babies and cooking.
Oh my God, yeah. Everyone has like 6 kids, so
perfect. How many kids does your brother have now?
He's on his 4th. He's about to have his 4th one. It's a lot.
How many do you think you have?
That I know of. Well, I have my little.
You have a kid.
I have my little modern family.
That is true.
Yeah, so I have my 2 boys with my wonderful friends.
Yes.
Emma and Susan. So
yeah.
I had 2 baby mamas.
That's true.
You know, street credit. But yeah, they're great. So they're part of the family too. And
yeah.
The older one knows I'm his dad now, so it's kind of cool.
Aw.
And they train and do jiu-jitsu. So
yeah.
They're like my little clones. So it's kind of cool.
Perfect.
My parents love them, so
yeah.
It's great. And they know all their cousins.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
What were their reactions when you told them you were having kids this way?
Well, so I didn't tell anyone, like not even my friends, because I made the decision, you know, they were like my closest friends, and now I'm super close to both of them. But originally, one was like my sister, and I knew they wanted to have kids, and I knew 2 women couldn't have kids, so I kind of
you're like, I got good seats.
They had someone that was going to do it, and we were at a bar catching up, and this guy just texted her and was like, "We're not going to do it," and she was crying, and everyone's looking at me like I did it. We're at the bar, and I'm like, I didn't do it. I was like, stop crying. Like, why is everyone just looking? What an asshole. And I was like, no, I was like, I didn't do it. And it was one of those things where I kind of always knew I would do that for her because like I loved her so much. And it was just like, I was like, I'll do it. She's like, really? And I was like, I have the equipment. I was like, I can do it. So it kind of was like, it came out, and then we had like a serious talk about it, and then we just did it, and I didn't tell anyone, like not even my closest friends, because I didn't want to hear.
Right.
This was like 8 years ago, you know, or more. So like there was people that had 2 moms with kids, but there wasn't a lot of people that did. I didn't know anyone that did it this way.
Yeah.
It was like they had a random donor or they adopted. Like there was nobody that was involved.
Right.
And I didn't want to hear from anyone.
Yeah.
Like, pro or against, I just didn't want to hear it. So it was my decision. When they were 6 months pregnant, I FaceTimed my parents, and I was like, expecting, my super Latino Catholic family to be like, what the fuck? But they weren't. I told my parents, and they're kind of just quiet, staring, and I said what happened, and I'm at work telling them this. And my mom's like, so she's like, so I'm going to be a grandma? And I was like, yes. And she's like, and I can fall in love with the 2 girls, and you're not going to ruin the relationship. And I go, nope. And then she was like, okay, I like this. And then my dad's like, wait, so you get to be a dad? He's like, you don't have to get married. You don't have to pay for anything. And I was like, yeah. He's like, shit. He's like, you beat the system. He's like, I should have done this. So it was like not the reaction I expected, but it was really cool. Like it was cool that that they were really on board, and like they love the girls, and they're super close. They text more than I do. I think they're always checking in and sending pictures, and they're super involved. And we didn't know how it was going to be. Like I was very much like, hey, I'm doing this for you guys, but then they wanted me to be a part of it, and I'm as involved as I want to be, and it's really cool. Yeah. And the kids are beautiful, and they're good boys, and they're sweet, and they protect people, and it's cool. Yeah, so
they got good genes.
I'm lucky. Yeah, they're doing a great job, and I get to help as much as I can, and it's cool.
And they both train now.
They both. So the little one's starting to.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a little tank, and then the oldest is like my twin. So
I've
literally
seen
like my
him.
little clone.
He looks exactly.
We're thinking about putting him in his first jiu-jitsu competition because he's like freakishly strong, and he trains under the same teacher I do. So like he'll text me. He's like, he's very strong, and I'm like, really? He's like, yes, like
yes,
like freakishly strong for his age. So I'm like, okay, because I talked to moms. I was like on a family chat, like, so can we like maybe fight him? Like, is it okay if he competes? Like, we'll talk about it. And then they were like, I think it'll be good for him. I'm like, yes.
Yes.
I've been indoctrinating him with like Dragon Ball Z videos since he was a little kid. So he's like, every time he's training, he's like, Goku trains like this. I'm like, yes, he does.
Yes,
like,
he does.
He does. And he's just like, okay. And they'll be like, I need more steak. And I'm like, yes, you do. And I was like, Goku eats like that. I'm just like making him strong.
Goku eats like that.
So everything he does, he's like, do you want to go boxing? It's just Goku box. He's like, yes. He absolutely does. And he's just like, okay, so anything that Goku does, he's in. So
it's great.
It's been working so far.
It's a great parenting tactic.
Yeah, I think it's been good. Like, and then when he misbehaves, I was like, Goku would be very upset with you right now. He's like, oh no. I was like, yeah, it's not how Super Saiyans carry themselves. So go apologize to your mother right now. He'd be like, okay, I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
Look, it works. I do whatever I can do.
That's perfect.
But yeah, it's been fun.
Aw.
Yeah, they're good boys.
They're good boys.
I'm really happy.
That's awesome. Who are some people that have helped you grow?
Ooh. A lot of my students, some of my past relationships, actually. You know, the bad ones, I think, you learn a lot about yourself. And there's things that early on, I think it's always the other person. And then you get to a certain point where you're like, well, maybe it's me. And then
you learn accountability through those
so I think the last couple of relationships I had, I really like stepped back and looked at myself, and I was like, oh, you're not so cool. Maybe you're not such a good guy. Like, you need to work on some things. And it forced me to like take a step back. And then, you know, everyone talks about working on yourself and all that stuff, but it's not how they advertise it. You know?
No.
I think, the thing like, I'm going to work on myself. It's like sound baths and meditation. It's not. It's
going to
it's a lot of crying by yourself, and you know, medicine and ayahuasca journeys, and like snotting in your own crying, and like realizing that you're an asshole and you need to work on things. And the last couple years, there was a lot of that, and I think it was really beneficial because it's hard, especially as a man. I think we're just everything's just especially as a Latin man, you know, we're not allowed to cry, we're not allowed to show emotion except anger, and I don't think that's healthy. I don't think we should be super sensitive either. I think there should be a balance. But I think I've grown a lot because of some of the mistakes I made.
Yeah, I feel like I've when you make those realizations too, you also have to reflect on, well, there was something that drew me towards this person. And then you have to also look at, okay, well, what were the things that drew me to this person? Okay, these are qualities I don't want in the next partner. Yeah. Or you know that you have to be accountable that you were attracted to someone and wanted to be with someone because of they knew how to poke that wound and and you have to grow and sit with those uncomfortable
and something
feelings.
Like setting boundaries, which is funny because my 6-year-old the other day was telling me about boundaries, and I was like, I don't know what boundaries are. I'm like, I just learned. I'm 40. I was like, I just learned this year how to set boundaries. And he's like, yeah, my girlfriend. It was for the eclipse. And he apparently has a girlfriend at school. We had to talk about it.
Oh my God.
And he had little glasses for the eclipse, and all the kids had 2, and he had 3 because Mama gave him an extra pair. He was like, my girlfriend wanted to take mine, but I said no because she always asked for things, and I never say no. So I wanted to set no and set boundaries. And I was like,
Oh my.
I was like, I don't even know how to do that. And I was just like, all right, cool. I was like learning from a 6-year-old and how to set boundaries. And I'm like, okay, you just say yes because you just don't want anyone to be mad at you. So yeah, I think setting boundaries is something that you don't learn until you learn to look at, your patterns and what you're willing to accept and why you're willing to accept it and why you repeat the same things or go after the same type of people that treat you a certain way.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I keep getting treated. It was like, well, you're allowing it to happen. So why are you allowing it to happen?
Yeah. That's what
those questions are that's the tricky, that's the interesting stuff, but that's the hard stuff because you're like, oh, well, okay, I keep doing it. So
there's a
why?
pattern.
Yeah, there's a pattern. They can't all be crazy. Like, what am I doing to create this behavior and why am I accepting it?
Yeah. It takes two to tango.
It does. And so look, sometimes tangoing is fun. It is fun.
It is fun.
The tangoing is fun, but sometimes it's not the most healthy and you learn to find different dances. You don't always have to tango.
That's true.
There's different. You can salsa sometimes. There's a lot of different dances, but you get stuck tangoing all the time and you get in trouble.
Yeah. You can also try anal. What's your? Oh, I thought that's what we were talking about.
I won't be trying it, but
okay. What does your diet consist of now to meet your fitness goals?
Ooh. So I'm not one of those people that are like, I eat like macros and this and calories. No. I just naturally like to eat good food. Like I grew up in a house with my mother who never gave us shit. Like we never ate. Yeah. We ate fast food once in a while, but it was because all my friends did. And mom's like, okay, your American friends want it. We'll go get McDonald's. Yeah. But like we never ate it because she wanted to give it to us. Like I've never seen my dad eat fast food ever in his life. So we always had good, clean food. So I just feel better eating that way. Like I eat primarily meat only. And I'll have like rice and I like fruit and vegetables, but like I don't even eat that many vegetables. It's mostly like fruit, meat. I eat rice and that's it. And like I love sushi and stuff like that, but I don't really eat junk food. But it's not because I'm like some fitness person. I just enjoy it. Like I enjoy meat and steak and I'm almost like a caveman. Like I just like eating that way. My rule is if it was alive or it grew out of something, eat it. If it came in a box, don't eat it. Yeah. It's that simple.
I keep seeing so many people. Never mind, because maybe we'll get sponsored by them.
I mean, look, these meal programs, if they want to sponsor us, I am totally down to try them
out.
They
will actually eat out of a box.
Yeah. No, but that's still, a lot of the meal programs, it's real food. They just ship it to you. That's fine. That's fine. I'm just saying, it's if you have something that you see the chicken and the chicken's shaped in a weird way, like that's not, I want like real food.
I want fresh food.
Yeah. I'm down to eat like natural food. As long as it's good, it doesn't have like a bunch of hormones. Like you have a chicken and it's this big. It's like, that's
not right. Yeah. Yeah. No, like when I was in Europe for those months, barely worked out, stayed lean, felt great, could eat whatever, drink a lot of wine. It was great. Yeah. It was great.
Because the quality...
Because all their shit is not...
When I go to Colombia or if I travel anywhere, but really when I go back home, like Colombian food, especially in the coast, it's a lot of seafood, but there's a lot of fried everything.
Right.
And I eat like a machine when I'm there and I get like ripped. I'm like, I get back and I'm like, what's this going on? I didn't work out. I just drank. My cousins are all drunk. So like we just drink and eat. And I come back in better shape, but it's because of the quality of the food. The minute I get back to the US, even trying to eat healthy, you can feel there's so much stuff in the food and the seed oils and all that stuff. And I'm not an expert, but like I know that I feel better when I eat outside of the country because the food here is just they put too much crap in there. Yeah, it's weird. Hey, if you read the ingredients of two things, it could be ketchup here, ketchup in England, for example. We'll have like 3 ingredients, and we have like high fructose 97 ingredients, and we're like, what? I can't pronounce it.
You're like, is there even a tomato in here?
Yeah, exactly. It's like there's not. It's just like gelatin.
I remember my dad showing me when I was little to pay attention to things that say flavored. He's like, if it's chocolate, it should just have chocolate. Don't eat things that say chocolate flavored. Exactly. That is not chocolate. That is poison. It's like, oh,
poison.
But that stuck with me forever.
I gave up Sprite recently. That was a big deal for me. Wow. That was always my guilty thing. I didn't drink. I didn't eat bad food. I didn't eat sugar, but I was like addicted to Sprite. I would have like it with every meal, And
Damn.
I had like 2 or 3 fighters in camp, and they weren't drinking. So I was like, well, I'll give up Sprite because that was like my one thing I haven't had it since. It's been almost like a year. And I just gave it up for like a month, and then another month, and another month, and now like I don't want to have it because I feel like I'll get sick. So I just like I haven't had it at all.
I didn't try soda until I was 10 years old.
It's probably better.
But then my mom also only bought us, what were they called? They were like organic sodas.
Oh, that's good though.
Yeah, no,
that's probably why you look so healthy now.
I also grew up like, when I was a kid, I wasn't as grateful for it. And now as an adult, I'm like very grateful for it because I have such a high standard for quality, oils, like.
Same.
Yeah, all the food.
When I was little, my mom, because she would give me this like giant thermos with like made meals every day. But as a middle schooler, I was embarrassed because I was like, what am I going to do with this? Like,
all the other kids have
chicken and this and that. And they have lunch bowls. And I'm like, Mom, like, I just want like a paper bag and a sandwich. And Mom's like, absolutely not. Like, my son's not going to eat that, Mom. And my friends would be like, dude, I'll trade with you. And I was just like embarrassed at taking this giant thermos.
Yeah.
I had to carry it like with my back. I was like, this does not look cool.
This does not look cool.
But in reality, I was like eating the best food every day. Like I had like a turkey sandwich, and I sit here with like grilled chicken and like with avocado and all this shit. And I was just like angry at my mom. And now I look back and I'm like, fuck, I'm such an asshole. But she was trying to feed me good food.
Yeah, no, I was the same way. I remember like even trading with a girl one time, like, and she had like canned tuna sandwich, and I was like, I'll try that, and gave her my like.
It's so funny. I look back, and my friends are like, I'll take that.
Yeah, they're like, what?
They had like just bread.
Yeah.
Their mom's like, whatever, figure it out.
Some Wonder Bread.
It's like terrible parents, and like here I am like complaining. Can you believe my mom just made this whole 3-course meal and dessert? So embarrassing.
It's just so embarrassing.
And my friends are like, can I please live at your house?
Exactly.
I had friends that literally would live in my house. Like,
same.
Like they'd be like, my mom kicked me out. I'd be like, really? I think they were lying at this point. They just like stay at my house for like weeks at a time. My mom's like, oh, hey, Joey. And just be like, make the room for him. They'd just be ready to eat. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had that house. My mom was just happy to like, raise everyone's kids. That's my parents.
That was my mom too. No, it's good. It's good to have those moms around. Mm-hmm. What's the most adventurous or unusual food you've ever tried? And would you try it again?
Well, so I have a giant fear of frogs, which I think we've discussed.
Yes.
It's very embarrassing. I'm sorry. And I tried frogs. I was in Lithuania playing soccer, and my team knew I was terrified of frogs. And they ordered frog legs and didn't tell me. So I'm sitting there eating them like thinking it was chicken. And everyone's staring at me, and I'm like, why is everyone staring at me? And they said it was frog, and I almost passed out. It was like a movie where like everything's zeroed in on my face, and then like the room starts spinning, and I just saw frogs everywhere, and I'm just like, oh my God. And I didn't know what to do, and like a single tear came out. Like one's coming out now, just thinking about it. It was so awful. Like I never forgave him for that. But I ate it, and I was just like, okay, and I just
Would you eat it again?
Probably not.
Probably not. Because you'd be
just
aware.
Just because I know, like,
it's
the whole
frog.
time I'd just be gagging. It was no.
I tried frog soup one time in New York on St. Mark's.
I can't even like think about.
I'm sorry.
The demon in your mouth, like.
I'm sorry.
They're so ugly. They're useless creatures. I don't understand why they exist. Okay, we can change.
You sound like my mom.
I hate frogs. They're so bad. They're demons. That's it. They're absolutely demons. There's nothing. They're gross. They're gross.
Okay. I will never dress up like a frog to come to class. Noted.
Oh, it's so bad.
I'll get kicked in the face.
I'll be like, get out.
Get out
right now.
You're banned from Lobos. Do you have a favorite snack or treat from your childhood? Besides the empanadas.
Empanadas from my mom. From my childhood, yes. In Mexico, they had these little soccer chocolate balls my grandpa used to give me. So they come in this little box, and they were caramel. So they were chocolate with caramel inside.
Holy crap.
And that was like the most special thing because I would only have them when I went to see my grandpa. Mm-hmm. So he knew when I go, he'd like have them like, but I haven't found them since. I don't think they make them anymore. But that was my favorite. Like
they were in Mexico?
They were in Mexico City, yeah. So they were these little soccer balls, but they were chocolate. It was like a chocolate ball with caramel, but they'd come in soccer balls.
Have you gone to Mexico City to find them?
I've tried. I don't think that like when I was little they were everywhere, but I don't think they make. I think the company maybe went out of business or something. But I haven't found them since I was a kid, but that's just something I remember being a little kid that I was just
it's even more special.
Yeah, so
if it's like gone,
it's gone
forever.
Yeah. Those things are just something I share with my grandpa. Yeah.
Oh, is he still with us?
No.
No.
He's probably the reason why I got into these sports. He was a boxer.
Oh.
And a bullfighter and a luchador and all the cool stuff. He was just
God.
He was just a badass. Yeah. His name was. I'm named after both my grandfathers, but he's Benjamin. He's Benjamin. By the E. So he was super Mexican. But yeah, the luchador thing, my gym, like the logos, is based off. We were all luchadors because he was a luchador. So we all had our little characters. Yeah.
Oh.
He was cool.
Nice.
He was a tough guy.
He's a tough guy. I bet. What's a life event that shaped you?
A few. An early one. I got expelled from high school. So I was going to play soccer in high school and college probably. Like I was going to a specific school and I got expelled my senior year and I wasn't a great student as was. So like I finished at home and I just barely passed. And my dad said, well, you're not going to play soccer at the school anymore. You're definitely not going to community college. He's like, so he forced me to go to a military college. So I went to a military college for a year and a half. I was supposed to go 2 years, but then I ended up getting into another school to play soccer. But that experience, I went from being a very arrogant athlete, class clown that got away with everything because I was charming and funny to I got to a military college with a bunch of other guys just like me. And they were like, we don't give a fuck who you are. Like, you're going to learn. So all the messing around I did all 4 years of high school, I made up for in the first semester of military college where you go through a plebe system. You don't get to talk in the first person. You can't make eye contact. You have to march everywhere. You square your meals, which means you can't look at your food. You have to do all these things that like I never thought I would have to do. And I tried to get expelled like 6 times. And that's where I learned I had leadership skills, which I didn't know. So the colonel of the school, Colonel DeBlois was his name. He was a general, former Army general. And he came into my room one day and it was like 5 a.m. and I skipped formation because I was trying to get kicked out. And he sat on my little cot and he's like, Arrazola. And I was like, yes, sir. And he's like, you're trying to get expelled, aren't you? And I was like, yes, sir. And he's like, guess what? I'm not going to expel you. He's like, I'm going to make you squad leader. So now you have 30 men under you. And anytime you fuck up, they get punished. And I was like, fuck. So I went from being like the biggest shitbag in the school to like one of the highest speed guys in the school. And I was in charge of other people. And I had to lead, which I've done it in sports. Like I was a leader on the soccer field. I was a leader in other, martial arts, but I didn't know I had that skill of like leading lots of people. And he kind of forced me into it. And then I realized I liked it. And then I ended up liking being there, which was really weird. Some of my best friends to this day are from that school. And we all kind of have that experience where we're like, we went there for the wrong reasons. And then we ended up like loving the fact that we went there. And it kind of changed the way I was.
Yeah. I think if not all men, most men could benefit from some sort of like routine school like that.
I honestly think we should all have to do something, especially after that experience. Like I like the countries that make you serve a little bit. I think having some sort of service to your community, I think, is important, and it gives you gratitude about what we do have and what other people don't have. Like when I was a kid, I had seen my friends that didn't have it, and I was sitting here complaining about my mom giving me all this stuff, and then when I realized other people didn't have that, I'm like, oh, I'm a piece of shit. So I think serving in some capacity, I think teaches you a lot. For everyone, but especially for men, I think we need that lesson.
No. To this day, I always say I owe so many good qualities that I have to cooking. Because being in the kitchen is like, it's many things. It's remind me of being on a movie set, reminds me of being in the weeds, on the battlefield. It reminds me of boxing. Like, there's all these things I like and grew from and became who I am. But I feel like the root of all of that is the starting in the kitchen when I was like 17.
Love that.
Yeah. So I don't have to go to the military.
I think you would have liked the military school, Lumi. It was all boys, so I feel like you would have had a good time.
You're like, oh my god.
She's like, how did I get here? Oh
How
my
did I
god, there's
get
so
here?
many boys.
I'm not into shaved heads though.
The boys would have loved it.
I would have just had fun.
Yeah, it was. Oh, that was the rough part. I was 18 at an all boys military school. Like 18 is the year where you're like, finally, I get to go and like, explore sexuality. It's like all boys. You're like, fuck.
You're like, well,
it was not fun.
Yeah.
There was a school next door.
Oh.
Cabrini College, and let's just say that the level of I'm not even gonna say it because I don't want to get in trouble. It was the B team, okay? Maybe the C team. But when you're in an all boys school for a very long time, it becomes the A team. and you did what you had to do in those times. It was dark times. You know, we were 18, we had to learn. They were very grateful. But, you know, you do what you gotta do. When you're in the shit, Lumi, you gotta survive. You know what I mean?
Oh, I don't know if I understand that one. I don't think I've ever had to.
You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
You're a girl.
Yeah.
Hot girls don't have to try. It's not fair. You just have to say yes. We have to do all this work. You guys are just like, yes.
Yes.
We have to do all this stuff and present it to you guys like, please. And you're like,
please.
Yes. Or you say, fuck off. There's no like in between.
I don't know. I feel like
we have to do so much work.
Well, when I was in like high school and middle school, I was the funny friend. I wasn't hot and then I didn't realize I was hot until like my 20s.
That's the best ones though.
But so
like, she doesn't know, guys.
So in my head, I thought I did have to try. So I just like to make guys laugh, and that usually backfired. They're like, okay, she's autistic.
But they started to feel guilty. They're like, is she okay? Like,
yeah, pretty much. So like I feel like a time, like I'm trying to think of the few times when
you're guys, still like that.
I know. But now I'm with someone who understands me. But
it's so funny. People always ask me, they're like, you train Lumi. She's so hot. Like, what is it like? And I just have I have flashbacks to the things you'll say coming into the gym, and I'm like, guys.
You're like, no, she's not.
I was like, sweet dude, you guys don't know.
Oh God, yeah.
The things that come out of this.
For everyone who doesn't know, there's a little inside joke. Eddie is Mac, Remy is Charlie, and Jake is Dennis. And so I'm Sweet D. For all the Always Sunny in Philadelphia fans.
Yeah.
So that's why whenever like people are like, those are your friends, like this group of eligible bachelors, I'm like, yes, but we're all very close.
Yeah, we're a little too close.
And yeah, and I'm D, so.
She's sweet.
Oh, unpopular food opinions.
Oh, what do you mean?
Like do you like pineapple on pizza?
Oh, like those type of unpopular. I was like, I like plain stuff. I hate it when people add too much. Like pancakes, they're delicious by themselves. Why do we need to add?
Well, don't go to IHOP.
That's my point. Like sometimes they'll just add extra stuff when it doesn't need to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I like things neat. You don't have to add extra. Like if something needs that much seasoning, then it's not good.
I worked at a creperie, and anytime people would order the sweet crepes, I was like, this is like a heart attack waiting to happen. Because it would be berries soaked in sugar, then Nutella, then butter, and powdered sugar. I was just like, how can you start
breathing.
I literally
just thinking about it.
Yeah, it made. I don't like sweets, so I just.
I don't like it when people do too much. Like I think if something's good, it doesn't need a lot of. You don't need to add.
Yeah, because even like these Michelin restaurants, a lot of their dishes, it's always so funny though because it's like the smallest food, but
yeah,
with like fancy
Here's your meal.
Yeah,
and it's like a leaf with a bean.
Mm-hmm.
But the bean is sliced and like.
What is it about like
pieces?
bubbles now? They put bubbles on everything.
It's all about presentation. It's not substance.
But
waxed fruit, you know?
Yeah. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah. I like simple.
Simple foods. What do you like on your hamburger?
Ooh. Bacon, cheese, sometimes egg. So in Colombia, Colombian burgers have like egg on top.
I think, are they called like Boca burgers or something? I feel like I had
We just call them Colombian. We just say
Okay.
Colombian burgers, but
I feel like there's a restaurant around here though that has that. It was like a
Colombian burgers. Right?
well, I don't know. It was called something else.
We should do that. We should have Colombian. So they have perros and hamburgers that are Colombian style, and we have a famous pink sauce, just ketchup and mayonnaise. But it's they
fancy
it
sauce.
Comes fancy sauce, but it comes that way, like it's already made, and sometimes
like,
you have a little spice.
They're
in
like
it.
it's aioli.
You put it on everything, but it's so delicious.
Yeah.
So I like it with salsa rosa, egg, bacon, and that's it. Maybe some lettuce, tomato. I don't like onions. That's unpopular. I'll have them on certain things, but on burgers, I don't need it.
Yeah, that can go either or. I like grilled onions on my burger.
I like grilled onions.
Yeah, I think that's where America fucked up. They didn't figure out that grilled onions are only good on burgers till like.
Well, they'll just put like a cold raw one on the burger.
That's why I'm like, that is literally the middle of an onion.
You're eating it and crying for no reason.
Like,
I don't want that.
I feel like I'm Shrek, just eating an onion.
Just to prove a point with like a tear coming out. Yeah, no.
What's your comfort food?
I think last time I was sad.
Is there like any candy?
Oh yeah, Haagen-Dazs ice cream and chocolate almonds.
Yeah.
Jake ate all my chocolate almonds. When you watch me, he babysat my dog, so I will allow it. But I had like 3 bags of them, so I was like, okay, he'll eat like 1.5 maybe. So I got home from my trip and they were all gone. And I was like, it was 24 hours.
Oh my God.
It was like maybe 2 nights, but he wasn't even there. He was gone most of the time. He just came at night, and I was just like, he ate more than I did. He ate all my almonds. But yeah, chocolate Haagen-Dazs ice cream.
Maybe he gave them to a friend.
A friend.
He's trying to get lucky
so
with
handsome,
some.
that Jake.
I know.
So handsome, that Jake. No, yeah, I like chocolate almonds and Haagen-Dazs ice cream. Those are my guilty comfort food. And then I really like when I'm sad, Chinese food. I don't know.
Oh my God! So that's what
really
said.
That's why we're friends.
Yeah.
Both have the same damage trauma.
That's why I was like, oh my God! Do you just
like
get to a certain age?
I just really like it. Like I'll have like lo mein, like super greasy, unhealthy, and then like just a big duck.
Okay, that's not what he said.
Or like soup. I like the wonton soup.
Wonton soup,
good.
yeah.
I like pho.
Yeah.
Pho's another comfort food.
What's a good pho place around here?
So I live near Cape Town, so there's so many.
Yeah, you're lucky.
There's one called California.
Oh.
Sure, you sponsor me. No, they're truly good. I order them from all the time. And then there's like Pho 2000, and then you go 3 more blocks, and it's Pho 3000.
Oh my God. Cape Town is like its own
super
little
legit.
world.
Like no one speaks English, cash only, so you know it's like really good.
Yeah.
And the broth is incredible there. Like they're open 24 hours.
They're really, that's
really
when you
good.
know it's good.
But also like
that's
the
New
legit
York
ones has all the stuff. Like I get it with like the tripe and the tendon and all like the weird stuff. Like I love that stuff. It's so
you want
so
the
good.
whole animal.
Yeah. So I want like eyeballs in there. If I get that's. No, but I like it with all the weird stuff.
Yeah. Have you ever had? Because I feel like this is popular in Central and South America. Cow tongue.
Yeah. It's good.
What is it called?
Lengua.
Lengua. Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's tender. I grew up like in the part of Colombia where I was in the Caribbean, so it was all coast. Right. So we grew up like spearfishing. So we had a lot of like crab and fish and shrimp and stuff like that. And we grew up kind of hunting our own food, so it was fun. You go spearfishing,
real men.
Your food, real men stuff.
Real men stuff.
No, yeah, we grew up in the ocean pretty much, my brother and I. So my dad would like push us off the boat. They'd be like, tread water. And he'd sail around. And we'd just be like, so yeah, I feel very, very comfortable in the water. Mm-hmm. My brother, not so much. He's large. He'd have the vest. But man, he's funny.
Yeah. You've shown me a few of his videos.
He's very funny. He's probably the funniest human being I know.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, get this man a Netflix special.
He just doesn't want to. Like he could have tried out for SNL and dominated.
Right.
But he's like the pilot wants to do like he'll make these hilarious videos and they're just for him. I'm like, why do you have all these characters? He's like, I don't know. He just like has all these characters and he does funny stuff with his family and he does it just to send me videos. Like he doesn't do it for anything else and he's so funny.
Oh, that's fun.
But anyway, I'm entertained, so I'm fine with it.
Yeah, you're like, fine, I guess I'll just keep this.
He has a church character with his family. It's so good.
Oh my god.
And we're Latino. So
and we're Latino.
So it's just more funny.
I love it.
But yeah.
Does he pull out that accent?
Well, he has like 50 accents.
Oh, okay.
He can do
perfect.
He can do like any accent you can imagine.
Oh my god.
And he has the intelligence to back it up. So like if he does a Russian one, he has all the current events that Russians would have.
Oh my god.
Right? Or same with German or whatever other one he has. Like he has all the facts behind it and he can speak enough of the language that he can say words. So it's really funny.
Oh my god.
He speaks a bunch of languages too. Funny guy.
Wow. Is he older or younger?
He's younger. He looks older though. Yeah. I know.
I thought he was older.
He likes to say he has city miles. So like when I had that epiphany about like eating healthy and working out, he's like drinking, and he found
drinking.
He was a rugby player, so like soccer's like take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Rugby's like we're gonna get fucked up after the game, so like they just like they drink a lot.
Yeah.
And he just kept the rugby lifestyle after because he doesn't play rugby anymore, but he still continued the drinking lifestyle. So. But he's very functioning. It's not like he has a problem. He's a pilot.
He's a pilot. Well,
I don't know if you ever party with pilots, but they're the most intense drinkers of all time.
I could see that.
Yeah, which is not the most like, it's not safe when you hear that. You're just like, I don't want to fly anymore, but they just all happen to be. I think because it's such an extreme job.
Yeah.
Every time they land, they're like, we made it. Let's celebrate.
Let's calm the nerves.
Yeah, let's calm these nerves.
I could see that.
But yeah, he flew for NASA for a bit. Like he's a really good pilot.
Wow. Maybe I will let him drive our private plane with me if we ever get one.
He would love
it. Or just hire him to fly like
If I was rich, he would just be my jester. I would make him make me laugh. Like entertain me, jester. He's so funny.
But good to know. What impact do you hope to have on your athletes in the sport of boxing?
That's a good question. I just hope that they can learn to really let themselves be the best version of themselves, like to learn not to hold back. I think that was my biggest thing, is that I didn't have anyone to say, hey, it's okay to be your best. We're always taught to like be humble and not go all the way. And a lot of times in my life in sports and other things, I don't do my best because I don't want to upset anyone.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think that's healthy. I think you should be able to go as big as you want and shoot for your dreams and shine and be bright and be the best. And the right people are going to be like, yes, they're going to be so happy for you. They're not going to be like, oh, who do you think you are?
Yeah.
And I think I had a lot of that around, and I had that fear of like doing well because I didn't want anyone to be upset.
Yeah.
So with my guys, I tell them like literally floor it. Floor it. Do your best. Go for that big thing. Shoot for your dreams, and I'll help guide you, and I'll tweak the little things that need to be tweaked. But I don't want you to like hold back for anybody.
Yeah.
The right people will be on your team. The wrong people will leave, and now we know who they are.
Exactly.
So yeah, just to floor it. I want my fighters to go for whatever it is. If they fight, great. If they don't, but whatever they do to attack it like a fight, to try to win. Try to win what you're doing. Don't just do it for the sake of doing it. I think people say that term, chase your dreams. And I think it's stupid. I think you should hunt your dreams. You're chasing with the point of what? What do you do when you get there? You want to hunt that shit down. So that when you get it, you have a plan. Does that make sense? Yeah. So we hunt for things instead of chasing them.
I like to always say, also for like any, well, I say it mostly for work, but in the entertainment industry, but I think this goes with boxing as well. There's room for everyone at the table. Yes. And if you feel like there's not, see yourself out. Like,
yeah, I agree. Yeah, 100%.
There should be room
enough
for
for
everyone
everybody.
to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, it's not, you can't just keep, I don't know. Or you can just keep having.
Well, it goes back to what you were saying about, when you start to work on yourself, you realize that if you have an issue with somebody, you have an issue with yourself.
Yeah.
if something's bothering you, if you're threatened by someone, it's because there's something you're lacking and you're projecting it onto them.
Yeah.
So I've had that as a young man. Like
Yeah.
I'd see things that bothered me. I was like, now I can look, why does that bother you?
Yeah.
What about what they're doing that you want to do or that you hate about yourself that you do the same thing?
Yes.
So it's either you want to do it and you're mad that you can't, or you do the same thing and you're threatened by the thing that they're doing. So it takes, once you've grown a little bit, I'm older now, so I see those things. And I'm like, oh, why do I feel that way?
Yeah. Shadow work.
Shadow work, which is not fun, but necessary.
It's not fun, but it's so freeing. That's why I always try to explain that to like my younger siblings or people that do let things like that take up so much space in their head. I'm like, once you just look at yourself and look at what you want and take those actions and do not be concerned with what everyone else is doing or feel like they're your competition or feel like the world's out to get you. Once you change your narrative, you'll go a lot farther. Yeah. It's so much more freeing to hold yourself accountable for every step you make instead of pointing fingers.
Yeah.
So.
Well said, Lumi. So wise.
What loss stands out to you the most and what did you learn from it?
Like life loss?
I guess, any loss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it have to be about fighting?
There's been a bunch of them. I think, I hit a point where COVID kind of messed up a lot of things for a lot of people. And it brought me back down to kind of have to start over in a lot of different areas. And you realize things that are important, things that aren't important. And at the end of the day, like you could lose all your money tomorrow. You can lose whatever status you think you have. You can lose all these things. But the things that really are valuable is how you view yourself and the people you have in your life, the relationships you have in your life. And I think a lot of times we get so blinded by the things you want and the status you want and the way people perceive you that you forget to nurture the things that you have about yourself and also the relationships you have with the people that actually value you for you, that don't care about your status and don't care about what you can do for them. They just love you for you. And sometimes we take those people for granted. So I think when you get brought down to reality and life, knocks you on your ass, you get to kind of take a look at like what's really important, who's really important. And those experiences, those relationships, those connections far exceed any value you'll have, financially or status or celebrity, whatever, whatever you're chasing for, that all could be taken away. In fighting, you could be the champion of the world 1 minute and you lose. Nobody gives a shit about you anymore. Yeah. I've never was a world champion, but I see it all the time. Like I see people reach the top and when they lose, they're always saying, it's like, nobody calls you when you lose. When you're winning, everybody's your best friend. But when you lose in life, like the people that choose to be in the ring with you, those are the people that care. They have an option to be in the shade, but they're choosing to be with you. Yeah. And I think that's what you learn when you lose a lot of things, especially when you lose big. Yeah. You value the people that stayed there and how you view yourself. You got to learn to love yourself. And it's hard.
Yeah. I've been trying to retrain myself in the last few years with being okay with being human, and also realizing that that's also, I'm allowing myself to give people that space too, to be human instead of, like a lot of my life I spent with parents that, my mom was a great mom, but I did spend a lot, and we've talked and she knows how I feel and she's apologized for it, but spent a lot of my life just thinking like I wasn't worth anything unless I was doing great, like really good. And I still feel that way. It's really hard for me to like share when I'm having a hard time with even friends, even though I live with like all my best friends.
Supportive groups.
Yeah. And I know like it's okay to be human, and I'm allowing myself that because I also want people to feel like that. They can feel safe to feel like that around me. But yeah, it's definitely, there is this like fear or narrative we all have, I think, because when you're doing good, when you have jobs and everything's going well, everyone, is your best friend, that it almost feels like you can't share the bad because then you're like,
You want to
I
push those
don't want to
people
be,
away.
I don't
You
want
don't
to be
want to be a
abandoned
nuisance.
again.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, no, I want people to see me as a human. I don't want to keep being like the gold star student or because also now my siblings view me as like my sister, especially, which is really sweet. But she was like, you just have it all together. You're so like inspiring and everything, all these things. I was like, yeah, well, I'm also 10 years older and I've had to go through so much that you didn't see, and so much that you probably don't know day to day. I'm like, and if you're just like looking at my Instagram or my social media, like that's just, I'm like, I don't post like vulnerable, sad things.
And I'm glad you brought that up because I feel Instagram is as useful as a tool as it is. I think it's kind of put a huge problem on our society because people do things for Instagram.
Yeah.
They view Instagram as reality. It's almost like it's like a fake world that you're so focused on what's going on there. And most of the stuff you see is fake. Yeah, aesthetics versus what. I know people that are buying cars that can't afford to pay their rent. And it's like, why are you doing that? Because you're worried about what the Joneses are doing, and you see these happy couples and they're not happy. And you see status when they don't really have it. You see happy people when they're depressed. Like I see people that are happy online, and then I'm talking them off a cliff, in real life. So you see that as like what you're supposed to be doing, and then you look at yourself and you don't think you're of value, or you're not good enough, or you're the comparing game or the competition game. Everyone's stealing your ideas or doing. It's like you got to use it for what it is, but you can't let it ruin your mental health. And it happens a lot now. It's hard. I can't imagine, like we're old enough that we've had life without it. There's kids that grew up with Instagram. Like they don't know anything besides that social media reality, and they've never not had it. Yeah.
No, literally. My sister, like watching my sister go through high school with all of that, it's like, I'm so glad I didn't
high school
have that.
Is hard enough.
That's why I'm like, and then you have all these other things like TikTok and Instagram, and you just don't, it like doesn't, I feel like it's harder to figure out who you are, and that's like what she's struggling with right now as a teenager.
Imagine you're in high school and you already had the popular kid, but imagine now the popular kid has 15 million followers and a millionaire because they do this on TikTok. And like you're studying to be an engineer, and this person does this and has $6 million a year, and you're like, why am I? I mean, I feel like that as an adult. Like I see that it's just that girl that made like $9 million or something from like one thing. Yeah. I don't know. She's really cute, but like, she's a millionaire now. And I wake up every morning to like work on my business, and I'm like, you're a clown. Like, why are you doing this? Go learn to dance.
Go learn to dance, Eddie.
This is so stupid. That used to be like a joke when you tell your teacher, I want to dance. Like, that's going to be my future. And they're like, good luck with that. Oh my God. Who's laughing now?
Who's laughing now?
Those people that really wanted to dance, and now they're making millions of dollars. Or like, Milli Vanilli got caught lip singing, and now people are millionaires lip singing songs.
I know. That was so funny.
Everyone owes them a big apology.
Yeah.
We're sorry.
We're sorry,
Milli Vanilli. You guys were pioneers, really. They were the first TikTokers.
They were the first TikTokers, technically.
And here we were criticizing them.
Yeah.
Ahead of their time, really.
I know.
Savants. Honestly. But we don't know when it's going to end. So, like, I think do the things you're passionate about. Don't compare yourself to other people. This TikTok shit could end tomorrow. There could be spyware that like knocks out the internet. I don't know. Anything could happen. Robots could take over tomorrow. I've seen those little robots that deliver food. They give me a weird eye. They gave them names now.
There was one named Remy.
I saw that. It wasn't allowed near the gym. Or animals. No. Look, things can change tomorrow. We don't really know. That's another fear of mine.
That's why I tell her, like, younger people to develop a sense of self and develop something that's like skills.
Because a lot of these kids don't have skills. They don't know how to change a tire. They don't know how to use. There's kids that don't know how to use scissors.
Yeah.
Because
There's-
I'm serious, because they never had to. They grew
Yeah.
up on tablets, and now they're 10, and they're like, "What's this?" I'm like,
What's
"There's
this?
I'm like, "There's scissors, dude." And like, I don't know how to do that. And I'm like, "Oh
Yeah.
my god,
Oh my God.
what if like tomorrow an EMP knocks out all technology? Like these kids can't do anything. They can't,
That's scary.
you know." So I don't know.
Damn.
Just things that go in
Yeah.
my head.
Do you have fan
Yeah.
questions?
Oh, fan questions?
Yeah.
I have fans.
We have one fan question that we would love to ask.
Oh boy.
All right, this one is from XX Air Jordan XX. If Remy and Eddie got into a street fight, who would win?
Oh my god. I'm not gonna answer that question. I'll let you guys decide. But I would never fight one of my friends.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Would it help you answer the question if you knew how fast Remy answered?
Yeah, I would love to know.
He's like me. He's like,
There you go. Difference in personalities.
You're like, I would never hurt my friends.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us. Is there
Thank you.
anything you want to promote before we
Yes.
wrap everything up?
Yes.
He has a. You go.
Okay. So, best friend of mine, my best friend in the world is like my big brother. We were on a few TV shows together, and we're very passionate about martial arts,
Mhm.
working with kids. And one of the biggest problems in the world right now is human trafficking. And it seems to be a subject that people are not willing to talk about,
Yeah.
which is interesting. And so he wrote a movie about two little girls that get kidnapped and human trafficked. And he plays a character that's a former fighter champion that now just wants to be left alone, work on his school, something I relate to, like just teach, help people. And two of his little girls go missing. And it's about what we'll do to protect our children, about the comeback. My character is the current champion that's calling him out, and I want respect, I want honor, because I never fought him and people don't respect me because I didn't fight him. He just wants to be left alone. He wants to move on with his life, but he also wants to protect, the kids, and he'll go to the ends of the earth to get the little girls back. And they kind of basically take on a whole underground trafficking syndicate with his students. So it's an amazing film. Some of the best martial arts I think you'll ever see. I could say that. I'm not kidding. Like it's some of the highest level martial arts you're ever going to see in a film, because everyone here was a real martial artist at the highest level.
And stuff.
And the stunts were faster. There was a lot more actual hits. We didn't use wires. There was no speeding up of the camera.
Damn.
And then there was a lot of really good actors in the film. There was just a lot of people that came together that were passionate about the movie. There's some incredible acting, incredible story, and high level martial arts. So I'm very proud to be a part of it. We got distribution. We're going to be released here in the US June 7th and in the UK as well. I don't know which theaters, but I'll let you guys know.
Yay.
And it's a lot of fun.
June 7th.
June 7th. It's called Life After Fighting, starring Brent Foster and Eddie Arrazola. We have an incredible fight scene, so definitely watch, and then you can make a decision about me and Remy after you guys watch that. Because I'm not saying anything.
Yeah.
But thank you for letting me promote it. I'm very
course.
passionate about it, and I think it's going to be a lot
I'm
of fun.
excited to watch it. And where can they find you?
At Eddie Arrazola on Instagram, and then my boxing gym is called Lobos Boxing Club. It's this one, and we're at Lobos Boxing Club.
Yeah.
On the Instagram.
I tag them all the time.
She tags me all the time. We do butt stuff on the gym, but training butt stuff, everyone doesn't get it. It's like, we're doing butt stuff. She's like, really? I'm like, no,
Really?
like training butt. And she goes, oh, never mind.
Lumi plugs herself.
Plugs herself, yes. Amazing.
And I'm Lumi Ray. You guys know where to find me. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. Yay.
Okay.